What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 11 of Rebel Roundtable, the first official podcast of Rebel Sports Network here at UNLV. I'm your host, Maile Palacios, here with my co-host, Thomas Gabo.
Hello. It's our semester finale. We got a lot of good content for you guys, and let's get into it.
I'm not going to lie. I was going to try and think of another, Christmas-themed name, Thanksgiving was Gobble Gobble. I couldn't think of one, so I guess we'll just stick with your name.
Mary Miley.
Sure. So, as always, we're going to do our NFL recap, and then UNLV Athletics, which is basically just football and basketball, men and women's.
Yeah.
So, do you want to get us started with NFL?
Sure. Thursday night football, Cowboys and the Lions. Lions won 43-30. Some of us in Rebel Sports Network were here watching it. The Lions just outpaced them. Dak Prescott and Jared Goff over 300 yards passing. Dak almost had 400. CeeDee Lamb and unlikely hero Ryan Flournoy for the Cowboys. I don't really know who that is, but over 100 yards receiving, so congrats to him. And how about Brandon Aubrey? 63-yarder, 5 of 5, accounted for 15 of the Cowboys' 30 points. And on the other side, the winning side, the Lions, Amon-Ra not expected to play, and a lot of us fantasy owners were shifting him in and out just because before the start of the game, I guess he was playing and played and actually had a good game, almost 100 yards receiving. Bad ankle and all, running through the Cowboys' defense. Just the high-powered offense of the Lions just outpaced the Cowboys. Yeah.
Yep.
And then, there's a little bit of controversy with George Pickens' effort, just running routes and everything. Former cornerback Richard Sherman basically blasted him about it, about his effort, and took it to social media. So hopefully they can get that figured out because he is a very talented receiver.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it?
It was basically Richard Sherman was just, talking about his effort. And a couple other analysts were talking about his effort, saying that's the reason why he got traded from Pittsburgh, and his attitude. And so hopefully it doesn't boil over.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, but that's
were they inaccurate in saying so?
Nope, not in the slightest. So, but I mean, when you're that talented, you got to be in the right headspace, or else all that talent goes to waste. Yeah,
people don't really care if you're just going to be a word. Don't know which word I can use.
And talking about the Steelers, we got the W. Back in first in the AFC North against the Ravens. Aaron Rodgers, I guess, isn't washed now. He got his first rushing touchdown since 2021. Loved every moment of it. They had a 14-point lead, almost got choked away at the end of the game.
But they didn't, so it's okay.
But they didn't because Alex Highsmith saved the day, game-ending sack. Lamar Jackson is 3-6 all-time against the Steelers. It's either he's hurt and doesn't play, or he plays and they lose most of the time. So, but Steelers 7-6, first in the AFC North, and the Ravens are 6-7, second in the AFC North. There's a lot of 6-7 teams now, so prep yourself.
None of which we cover, do we? Oh, we cover the Chiefs.
Yeah, but they're not important anymore. Let's talk about probably the best game Sunday. Bengals and the Bills, high-scoring game, 39-34. Snowy game over there in Buffalo. Both highly regarded quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, been running the league for a little bit now. Bengals had the lead at the half by, I believe, 10 or more. But Josh Allen, we know Josh Allen.
Bro loves Josh Allen.
Goat when he's not playing my team, of course.
But when he plays your team, you guys lose.
Yeah, he's a special place in my heart.
And your fantasy team.
Yeah, of course. 40-yard run that got them juiced up and going. And then, 3 total touchdowns for Josh Allen, including that 40-yard run. along with a pick six by Christian Benford again, 2 weeks in a row with an interception. He's balling out over there on the boundary for the Buffalo Bills. And, win 39-34. A lot of scoring in that game.
Moving on over to a not so interesting and also pretty upsetting game.
Oh, the Broncos and the Raiders. They're not good.
Oh, wait. Was that also the game you were like, not this game, obviously, but the last time they played the most boring game? Like, was that them?
Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like a
Yeah,
10-7 game or something?
Yes, yeah. This one wasn't as, like, there was more scoring, but boring in a sense that people actually went to the Raiders game and watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just not good.
I feel so bad for them.
Yeah, they really need to lock in this year's, or next year's NFL draft, where they currently hold the number 2 pick. Only behind the New York Giants, so hopefully they can do something with that pick.
Who do you think they're going to draft?
You know, that's an interesting question because I was conversating with a lot of people talking about them possibly taking a quarterback in Fernando Mendoza of the Indiana Hoosiers. But
that's what I've heard a lot about too.
If you can't have you can always have a good quarterback, but if you don't have the people that can block for him, like we've seen it with Joe Burrow already. We're seeing it a little bit with Jaden Daniels of how talented he is, but is getting hurt. But I really believe that they should build inside and out, meaning that they should take offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and then build out. Because you win most of these football games in the trenches, as you can see.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll get into Gino in this past game, obviously, in a minute, but even before this game, he wasn't the most reliable. I do think Mendoza would be a good pick. I'm sure, they're going to have more picks throughout the draft, of course. So I think they should go with quarterback first and then working out, or, just to ensure someone replaces Gino. But
yeah, the only thing is he got paid a lot of money, and I don't know where that amount of money is going to go. If they're going to release him,
he's not worth that money. Sorry.
Right. If they're going to release him, take the hard cap and just eat it, and then move on to somebody else. But it really doesn't look like he's playing next week. Got hurt early in the game, and then was out for the fourth quarter, where former Steelers and Eagles quarterback Kenny Pickett came in and looked, somewhat decent in that game towards the back half, but still lost 24-17. Broncos, they're tied first in the NFL, first, of course, in the AFC West, tied with the Pats, first in the NFL. The Raiders, 2-10. Holy moly.
But a player that was worth his money, Max Crosby, had 4 tackles, 2 of which were for a loss, and he had a sack, which,
Yeah, he's always on 100% for them.
Yeah.
And, he's loyal. he wants to be here. There was some, discussion last offseason that, he might want to go somewhere else, but,
how much longer do you think he stays? If this season, if the energy from this season continues into next season, how much longer do you think he stays?
Honestly, I don't really know, because if an edge rusher like Micah Parsons can get traded, then, anybody is on the chopping block, because that's the cream of the crop right there. Micah Parsons is up there. So
you think he'd get traded, or do you think he'd want to leave? Like, do you think it'd be his decision, or do you think he'd be forced into it?
Oh, it'd be ultimately his decision.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they would do him any wrong just because of the success that he's brought so far. Well,
success on his end. Yeah, he's done all that he could. Yeah,
he's been probably their best player the past 3-4 years so far. So, yeah. But 2-10. Kenny Pickett will probably start next week against his former team, the Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pray for him right now, because if they cannot block for him,
they need a week's worth of prayers.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, I think Coach, I think Picaro was saying that if Gino isn't hurt, he's gonna be the one to start. Which, we're playing the Eagles.
Right.
You might as well give Kenny Pickett the game. If we I don't know.
At this point, you should be focused on the NFL draft. You had your chance to prove yourself. You had your chance to prove yourself in the season, weeks 1 to 7, and that obviously didn't work out. So now you just got to focus on rebuilding through the draft and possibly competing for the first pick with the Giants. So I mean, that's what you got to look forward to. Give some fans something to cheer about, please.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm sure they're begging as well.
Exactly. And moving on from the Raiders, Rams at the Cardinals. You want to take that one?
Yes. Major blowout. I want to say we were all expecting it, but after last week's performance, I don't want to say we were we would have bet on it, Well, no, I'm sure people bet on it. But last week's loss, I'm pretty sure, kind of made Stafford and his team really think about it and come out strong for this game.
Yeah, they were motivated for sure.
Yeah. Stafford was on fire, and he threw 281 yards and threw for 3 touchdowns. And then my Puka Puka, Nakua, and Blake Columbus both found the end zone twice.
Who's Blake Columbus?
Am I saying it wrong? Did I copy that down wrong?
Blake Corum? Oh, I think it's Blake Corum, yeah.
Did it autocorrect?
So. I guess.
Cool.
I guess so. But yeah, Blake
Google
Corum.
Docs is setting me up for failure, guys.
Blake Corum.
Yes. Blake Corum.
Michigan alumni. Yeah, Blake Corum.
Don't text me about this, uncle or dad, please. I'm going to get made fun of.
But yeah, take it away. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that ruined my mood. But Puka's just been on fire this season. I feel like with all the preseason, early season drama, you know about that?
Involving his girlfriend?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that really just lit a fire under him.
Good for him.
Good for him. Yeah, he's been doing great pretty much every game. He's another very reliable player for us. So if it took that, he's doing great. Sorry.
Yeah, the extra motivation.
Yeah. And the Cardinals scored first, but the Rams then scored 35 straight. So,
yeah. I don't know. Not much to say for me about this game. I mean, the Rams, I knew they were going to come out hard and tough and whoop the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's kind of on a game that's that big of a blowout. You can only say so much. At that point, you can't really...
You just let the game do the talking because, yeah. But yeah, they won 45-17. They are tied first in the NFC West. How do you feel about that going into the playoffs? Do you think they can pull it out, possibly make the Super Bowl? Because there's another good team in the NFC West over there, the Seattle Seahawks.
I have very mixed emotions on the Seahawks just because Trevor Lewis. I respect Trevor Lewis's opinion on the Seahawks. There's some other people's opinions that I don't really respect. So I'll give them their props, clearly, because we're tied. So I can't really say they suck, that's not realistic. On our end, will we be able to pull through?
It's always tough. Always tough with the rivalry games because you never know.
Especially with a rivalry that's that good.
Yeah.
Literally tied. It's very hard to say. But who else do the Seahawks play the rest of the season?
I'm not sure.
I feel like it kind of depends.
Yeah, they've had, not a hard schedule, but everybody, I guess, in the NFL technically has a hard schedule. You're playing
professionals.
Yeah. So, but
Colts. It's Colts next. Colts are next, and then us, and then Panthers to be determined, 49ers to be determined.
So realistically, they could go 3-1 in those next 4, with one loss being to the Rams. That game could go either way.
Yeah.
So, but
the last game was too close.
Yeah, but yeah,
I was happy about it, but it was too close.
So yeah, looking at their rest of their schedule, Colts, no Daniel Jones. Prayers up to him. Torn Achilles. I mean,
that was recent, right?
Yeah,
wasn't that just
yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, he tore his Achilles.
I don't know, that's Saturday. They don't even play on Saturday.
Playing through a fractured fibula. Just trying to get it done for his team. Just just sucks. Hate injuries. So Colts, Panthers.
Well, we lost to them, so
yeah. Should win. I guess
should win.
The Seahawks, and then the Rams could go either way. And then what was the last one? Niners.
Yes.
So the Seahawks should have that one.
And then we have Lions, Seahawks, Falcons, Cardinals.
So you saw the Lions and the Seahawks. Those are tough. Those could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Maybe not. It depends where that game is being played, honestly.
I think maybe... Oh, that's SoFi. We should have that.
Yeah.
We should, but we also should have had the Panthers, so...
Yeah. They could realistically go 4-0 in the last 4, or they could go 2-2, or 3-1, or 1-3. We never know, because it's the NFL.
Or 0-4.
Yep.
Well, I didn't speak that into existence. Please, I did not speak that into existence. But, like, realistically, something could happen, you know?
Yep. Things could happen.
You never know.
Speaking of things could happen, Sunday Night Football, Texans go over there to Arrowhead City, GEHA Field in Kansas City, and they won 20-10, bruh. Chiefs aren't making the playoffs.
Thank God.
Thank goodness, yeah. Good defensive game, both teams. The Texans, they just have the best defense in the league right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Daniil Hunter off the edge, Will Anderson off the edge, 2 highly regarded edge rushers, plus Lassiter on the back end, Petrie on the back end, Stingley on the back end. They just got it done. And a lot of people on the Chiefs were dropping the balls. Guys that we know that their names are going to be called, Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce, Kareem Hunt. Just didn't get it done. And I love every part of it.
Me too. I want to see Travis Kelce come out in another sparkly pink shirt after a loss.
Yeah, did you see him get crunched after that interception? Yeah, that was great. Huh?
Beautiful?
Yeah,
Love to see it.
very beautiful. But yeah, you can't, this is a game that the Chiefs had to win.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, Mahomes didn't play that good. One was a drop by Kelce, led to an interception. But Mahomes, 3 interceptions, under 200 yards. That just goes to show how much credit people should be giving the Texans defense to go into Arrowhead, hostile environment, and clamp down 3-time, 4-time NFL MVP. And yeah.
Not anymore, please.
No, I hope not. But yeah, 1 touchdown from Kareem Hunt.
Kermit out of there.
He was the only score Kareem Hunt was, but yeah, Kermit, yeah. Just stick to the State Farm commercials, bro. You'll be good for the rest of the postseason. You could just sit home, relax. Take a year off, bro. We're good. We want to see some diversity within the teams that make the Super Bowl.
Have your wife make your favorite meal that I'm not going to say but if you know, you know.
'Cause I don't know. So.
She don't even know. You don't know that reference? No, I'll tell you later.
So it's been the past 4 years was Chiefs, Niners, Eagles, Chiefs, and then the Rams, Bengals in between there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have some diversity, please.
But maybe also bring back the Rams.
Yeah. For your sake, yeah.
Yeah.
Bring back the Rams.
With Blake Corum.
With Blake Columbus. Blake Columbus. But yeah, the Chiefs are third in the AFC West. They are not. I don't think so. They probably have like a less than 5% chance to make the playoffs. So we've seen the dark magic that the Chiefs have done before. So I hope this does not add to that resume. I do not want to see them in the playoffs. I'm sure no team wants to see them in the playoffs, period.
It's Year of the Snake. They might come back. Sorry.
I hope not.
You had a visceral reaction to that.
But, yeah, stop talking about the Chiefs. Let's move to Monday Night Football. With the predictions, Eagles at the Chargers, both good defenses. One team trying to find their identity offensively.
Both are 8-4.
Right. And the other team's trying to, keep building on their momentum and possibly catch up with the Broncos in the AFC West. But I think it should be a good game over there in SoFi Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And who do we got? 3, 2, 1. Eagles.
But I want the Chargers to win.
Yeah, I don't know.
At home. Our home. We share that home. That's twin.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to see the Eagles come out, have a solid performance against a good team.
Same for the Chargers.
Yeah.
I mean, same record. I mean,
game could go either way.
Yeah.
We've seen the
I
Eagles,
think it'll be close.
Seen the Eagles drop one to the Cowboys in a game that they should have won, realistically. We've seen the Chargers drop some games, and it's middle of the pack, 8-4. The Eagles trying to hold a lead in the NFC NFC East, though. I believe the Cowboys are 2 games behind, and this could be definitely a game to look out for if it comes down to tiebreakers and everything like that. And yeah, now we're done with the NFL, so now we're going to move on to UNLV Athletics.
Yeah, the schedule's been kind of weird because of the rodeo, which...
That's right. That was such a pain. I feel bad for anybody that had to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, have we said what's coming up at the end of the episode?
Nope.
Should we keep that, or...
Sure, let's keep it.
Like, don't say?
Don't say.
All right, we're just going to have another special guest in the title, I guess. Okay, well then, yeah, we had to, like, walk through there for something, and it was not fun. Well, he had to try and, like, park through there, try and drive out of there, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, you got that, bro. That's all you.
And then even on, like, Friday night, there's just a lot of traffic. Well, there's always traffic Friday night, but, like, Wednesday night, a lot of traffic. Like, dog, why do they do this the same week, or not the same week?
Right
the
after
same,
F1?
That, and when we have finals, dog.
That's probably why. They probably thought, like, oh, they're not many of them are going to be coming to campus or something.
Think again. Take us into consideration, bruh, that we still have school, bruh.
Maybe just keep it at the convention center. How about that?
Real. Because realistically, who's going to the rodeo?
I did last year.
Oh, shit. Never mind.
I went, like, not knowing anything. And, like, I put a bandana on, called it a day. Anyway, moving on to UNLV Athletics. Going back to December 3rd. What was that? Last Wednesday? I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Last Wednesday. Our Lady Rebels played at UTSA. They played the Roadrunners, and they won 66-39. We'll get into that later. And then December 4th, UNLV Swim competed at the University of Minnesota, which they continued for the 5th and the 6th. And then on the 5th...
good old UNLV football versus Boise State. And most of us know how that went, but we will get into that in a little bit. But the swim team still was in Minnesota.
Yeah. And track.
And track.
Track competed at the Silver State Invitational and Combined event. And they also continued that into December 6th as well. And then on December 6th, obviously, track and swim. And then our women's basketball played at Rice. Unfortunately fell, but we'll get there in a minute. Going
back to track, like, it's got to be cold. If they're doing events in the morning and at night, if this is a 2-day event, if they're doing events like,
where is it taking place? Is it around here or in Reno? Because it's just at Silver State.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If it was in Reno, oh my gosh, I'm praying for the track team, dog. Holy moly. It might be like 10 degrees up there, and there's people trying to run a 100. Or no, they don't run the 100. Maybe like the 200
they
or something.
They don't do a 100?
Maybe women's track. Oh, yeah, women's track. I'm thinking of cross country.
Yeah, I was like...
Holy moly, it's mid-Monday.
It's finals week, guys. Blake Columbus and... What did we just say? I don't even know. Sorry, guys. It's like a wild... It's in Reno. Oh, it's indoor.
Oh. Woo-hoo! Oh, my goodness. Hey, shout out whoever came up with the idea to have it indoors.
Wait, what does that look like? Let's see.
It's like they'll have it in a dome, and they'll shape the dome like a track. Yeah,
that's cool. Good.
There's some clips where people they'll run like the 100 or whatever, and then they have to stop right away because the wall's right there.
Oh, just run into the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either run into a wall or freeze your butt off. So I mean, pick and choose. Choose a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather run into a wall, me personally. I hate the cold. Like, I love the idea of winter, and I love Christmas, and I love the holidays. I hate being cold.
I don't mind the cold, honestly. I've just been so used to it, but yeah.
I'm from SoCal, bro.
Yeah.
We don't go under 40. And if we do, I'm staying inside.
Yeah.
But did I say already? December 7th, the Runnin Rebels played at Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that score too, because that's a fun one. But you know what's not fun? Losing to Boise again.
3 years in a row.
And of course, including the Mountain West games in between, where we also lose. So what is that, 6?
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
You know what? Shout out Cole. You're probably the only person from Boise I like. And Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
But that's like completely different levels of people.
Cole and then Ashton Genty.
But yeah, UNLV lost. In case you couldn't tell by the way we were acting. They lost, what, 38-21?
38-21. They fell behind really early. I believe they were down 21-0. And then when you have to fight and claw back, obviously that closes the run game.
Or just not fight back because we lost still.
Yeah. Just, I don't know, Boise State just took the lead, never looked back.
Yeah.
Like this Maddox Madsen's first start back. I believe he was hurt a little bit, and of course he wants to play against UNLV because who doesn't? Cooked UNLV's defense, besides being his first game back. 3 touchdowns, 289 yards. Yes.
And I mean, I think, if you guys don't know, Wyatt Touche, he's the voice of the Rebels. He is what is he, play-by-play? He's play-by-play.
Play-by-play for both football and basketball.
Yeah, on Rebel Report, UNLV, YouTube. And I asked him before he went to Boise. He did play-by-play there at that stupid blue field. And I asked him, how do you think this game's going to go? He said, our defense has been doing good. What's his stupid name? Maddox Madsen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He thought he was going to be rusty because he hadn't been playing for, 3?
I believe 3 games.
3 games, yeah. I don't know what happened with our team because our defense hadn't played like that since New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had been pretty consistent up until this game. And it's pretty disappointing because it is our maybe third time's the charm. Third time is not the charm. And we're in Boise. We're at that stupid blue field. And, why is it blue?
Okay.
Why is it blue?
Yeah, let's talk about that because there's people, complaining that, the field is blue and when Boise wears blue uniforms, obviously, for a quarterback's perspective, that could be very, controversial. I get people say, you can't see. You cannot see. Cannot see if the field is blue and there's blue uniforms.
Yeah.
Period.
So, even as a quarterback, you're already so focused on trying to get to your people. As Geno Smith, sometimes you don't even see the other team when they're wearing different colors. So when when it's blue on blue, why are they? I don't understand why they're blue. What other teams have different color fields?
Bishop Gorman.
Well, that's high school
blue.
though.
Yeah.
What other colleges?
And the thing is, they don't wear blue uniforms. They wear, I believe, white and gray with a mix of orange. So same colors as Boise, realistically.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't wear blue on their blue field.
The Smurf turf.
Yeah, that's what they call it. But yeah, you got to take into account all the other little things. So when receivers wear blue gloves and hold and block in the back, or most likely hold, referees can't see it. Field's blue, uniform's blue, gloves are blue. This is all, I don't know. For Boise, it's an advantage.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Clearly.
That's not making an excuse at all for UNLV.
No, they should have, regardless, have played they still should have played better than the way they did. But blue on blue can't help.
Yeah. I mean, have the blue field, wear white uniforms, wear orange uniforms, maybe match with your colors, but
let me design a uniform that you could wear at home because.
But yeah, blue everywhere. Doesn't go good. Obviously for UNLV the past 3 years.
And it was raining.
And
we're used to playing temperature controlled indoors, which we went to Wyoming and still won. But
yeah, it's just
like, do they get like nervous playing Boise or something?
I'd say that Boise has their number. They're always looking, hyped up. They might be too hyped up. That might be the problem. Too hyped up, come out, not do the little things, get it done, and lose. But hopefully, with the recruiting that UNLV football has done the past week, first in the Mountain West, first ranked class, class in UNLV history, second recruiting class in the Mountain West. So let's clap it up for Dan Mullen and his staff. Trying to build a successful program here at UNLV and to mostly beat Boise State, even though they're not going to be in the Mountain West next semester. Not next semester, next year. Next semester.
That doesn't necessarily. We'll still find a way to.
Probably. But yeah.
Anyway, let's clap it up for Calandria and Jaden Thomas for making first team too. So, and who else made second? I know that there was
a couple offensive linemen, Marcel McDuffie, I believe. Jake Pope, maybe.
I feel like I remember hearing his name. Was it Reed Williams?
Reed Williams, yeah, the center. Yes, Reed Williams. Jaden Bradley, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yep.
So, at least individually, some of our guys are doing really good.
Right, and they are being recognized for their efforts on the field. But yeah, there was a lot of emotion, especially when the time began to wind down and some of these players realized that this could potentially be their last game for UNLV.
Mm-hmm.
And emotions ran high, but it always sucks to see that when the camera pans to these are still kids, still 20 to 22-year-olds playing the game that they love, have trained for all their life, and it sucks to see that it might be their last game, and that's why being so emotional about it.
Yeah, and I guess we'll just have to see what Dan Mullen decides to do next season, stay or go. Hopefully stay. Realistically, UNLV football hasn't had the best of luck keeping a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
So then we bring in another good coach, and then that coach leaves. So we can get the good coaches.
It's a matter of keeping him.
Yeah, just don't keep them.
But on the brighter side, UNLV is in a bowl game for the third consecutive season. Yes, sir. Shout out the UNLV football program, bringing success in the recent years. They will play the Ohio Bobcats in the Frisco Bowl.
We should have that game, right?
In Frisco, Texas, against the Ohio Bobcats. I can proudly say that I have not watched an Ohio Bobcats football game this season, so I'm going to go with the Rebels.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have that. I was talking to my dad about it. I think we have it. They're third in the MAC.
In the MAC? Yeah.
In the MAC.
See, the MAC, is not.
I did not know Miami of Ohio was in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the MAC is a mix of a lot of teams, but I'd say the Mountain West is ranked a little bit higher than the MAC.
Yeah, they were 8-4.
So I believe should have this game and get a bowl win. Yeah.
Yeah. For what is it? Second straight.
Second straight.
Yeah. But moving on to our Lady Rebels. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to our Lady Rebels. On December 3rd, they played UTSA, and Jasmine Lott.
21 of them.
Jasmine Lott was on fire, too. She went 9 for 15 from the field and 3 for 6 from long range, and she also had an assist and a block shot. I think that was probably her best game this season, right? If not her best career game.
I'm not even going to lie. She was lighting it up against Baylor. And she played through injury, but yeah, this is probably her best game so far.
Yeah. Statistically, I think this was her best game. I do also think that she had a good Baylor game, like you said, coming back from an injury. But yeah, 21, career high, and an assist and block shot. I'm going to give this game to her. And then Aaliyah Alexander had 10 points, and then Meadow Rowland had 14 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 block shots. And then Shelby Brown had 10 rebounds, going half and half for offensive and defensive rebounds. And then she had 3 steals. So the ladies had a good rebounding day, and they out-rebounded UTSA 50-33. And then they played Rice on the 6th, and unfortunately fell 75-50. And only Jasmine Lott, again, was with the double digits in scoring, and she had 10. But Tegan Colvin and Shelby Brown both had 8 points, and then Shelby also had 7 rebounds. And UNLV, even though they lost, they out-rebounded Rice by 1. UNLV seems to be doing pretty good rebounding-wise, I feel.
Meadow Rowland is a big part of that.
Yeah, for sure. But they are now 5-5 on the season and will play Cincinnati on December 13th.
Next Saturday.
Saturday. Do you want to do Runnin?
Yep. Runnin Rebels played Stanford December 7th, their only game of the week. Ended a 3-game losing streak following the Players era, come back or go down to Stanford. And then with the addition of Emmanuel Steffen, who made his Runnin Rebel debut, who led UNLV in scoring and in rebounds. We've been waiting on this dude to come back or start.
7 foot.
Yeah, 7 foot. Coach Pastner really talked about, didn't have a lot of size early on in the season, but a 7-footer that can drop 18 points and 10 rebounds.
Hey, we got a true center now.
Helps a lot. And yes, we do have a true center now. Hopefully, Benarbi and Dembele come back healthy and just add on to what Emmanuel Steffen can bring. And
that means Tyron Jones can also move down to his regular 3-4 position too.
Right, exactly. So
Emmanuel Steffen, we might have just locked our team in.
We're going to be good.
Yeah.
We're going to be good. And then, Kamani Hamilton, game-winning free throw with 3.8 seconds left. Got the win down there in, I don't even know where Stanford is at. Do you know where Stanford is at in California?
It's in Stanford.
Oh, it's in Stanford? Stanford's a city in California? Where is...
I think, private university in Stanford, California.
Oh, well, I can proudly say that I did not know Stanford was a city in California.
Oh my God, what is going on today with this episode?
Holy moly.
Weird episode, guys. I mean, if you want like a more vague answer, it's in the middle of San Francisco and San Jose. Is that a little more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I know what we're talking about. But yeah, before they went on the road to Stanford, as some of you have probably already seen, Maile and I got the opportunity to talk hoops with Coach Pastner in what was a good interview.
Yeah, really good interview, I feel like.
Goes really in depth about everything.
Yeah.
Everything UNLV, everything about the students and everything.
But he was also like super chill.
Right.
Like, I felt like he was treating us like as equals. Like, that feels so weird to say, but like, it was like a normal conversation. Like, we were asking questions and stuff, but he was just super like respectful of us too.
Yeah, like where I used to work, I used to see him just shooting hoops. And he's like, And
bro, he's like a normal dude that just has like a high title.
And he lives like right down the street from me. Like, and we're just casually chopping it up. But
yeah, you know how we know this? We were just talking very chilly before we even started.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But yeah, you guys can check that interview out right now.
Welcome back, Rebel sports fans. I'm Maile Palacios.
And I'm Thomas Gabo.
And today we have a very special guest, the Runnin Rebels head coach, Josh Pastner.
Thanks for having me here. Looking forward to talking some Runnin Rebel basketball, and glad you guys are here to help me promote the program.
Of course. Well, just to start some things off, we know that you've had an extensive experience coaching and being in the world of college basketball. What made you feel that UNLV was the right point in your career to come here?
Yeah, prior to me coming to UNLV, I was the head coach at Memphis, and I was the head coach at Georgia Tech, and I was doing television. In fact, way before then, I played at the University of Arizona, coached there for a long time, was on the team that won the national championship in 1997. So as you mentioned, I've been around hoops for a long time. But I love doing television. I was in your guys' neck of the woods as in terms of doing what you're doing, being in the media, and I loved it. But I really wanted to coach again. And when this job came open, I had some other opportunities that I said no to. I thought TV was better than some of those other opportunities. But when UNLV job came open and I had the opportunity to interview and then was very blessed to be offered the job, I was so excited to have the opportunity to jump on it and leave TV and coach again. I understood this was going to be a rebuild. It was going to take some time to rebuild it back. It wasn't going to happen over snap of the fingers or happen overnight. But I was excited about having the opportunity to rebuild it back. And I believe in our vision and how we're going to get there. Again, it takes a little time, and it will take some time, but on what we want to do and how we want to accomplish. And one of the reasons I felt taking the UNLV job, because the climate of college basketball is different now than ever before, with all the transfer portal, the NIL, and everything in between. I really felt at a program like this, you could build a program, not just have a team one year, have a team another. You could really build a program. Yes, players might come and go, but the program remains intact, where the culture and you're competing at the highest level year in, year out. Does it take a little time to get there? For sure. But when that happens, I believe this is a type of place that program, where it's a year in, year out type of program, can happen.
One of the most important aspects of coaching a team is being able to create that community between the team, between the coach. How have you felt that community has been built, and what are you most looking forward to with this team?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's been a work in progress, obviously, because when I got here, as I mentioned, it's a rebuild, and there's going to take some time. That we had to sign 13 new players, so you're building a brand new team, starting from scratch. Everybody's new. Obviously, even the start of our season, we've been dealing with a lot of injuries, and to me, my whole focus has been, okay, we've got to establish the culture in year one. I think that's most important, because look, who doesn't want to win every game, and everybody does, but the reality of it, when you're rebuilding in year one, you got to really establish your identity, what you're willing to tolerate and what you're willing not to tolerate, and that's really all about culture on an everyday basis. I say all that to say that that's where our direction is, and I think in time that will pay off for wins for us, even in year one. But the big picture is, how do we move forward to build not the team, the program, and to get it where it's a consistent power year in, year out. And so having good young men on your team, involving the community, everyone rallying around the group. And listen, we all know the history of this program. There's been tremendous history in the late 80s, early 90s. We all know that. But we know that there's not a lot of people in the stands, right now, and that's been prior to me being here, obviously. And so it's going to take time to build it back. Will it happen? Absolutely. It's just a time thing, and that's all part of the everyday process to build it back. So you can see increments of us getting better of what we're trying to do, because just like a house that if you built, you're not going to you can't lay the concrete. Or you can't start building the second floor without having the concrete and building the first floor. And I think that's still true. That is very true in the sports world as well too.
Right, yeah, still talking about, building the program. You have key, freshman guys like Mason Addison, homegrown. I went to middle school with him, elementary school with him, high school with him. And then other freshmen that are playing right now, Isaac Williamson and
Tyron Jones.
Tyron Jones,
yep.
Exactly. What kind of energy do they bring every single day to help build that program?
Yeah, Mason's going to be a good player for us. He is redshirting this year, so he hasn't played any minutes. Part of it's because he's redshirting, so he's using this year to get stronger, bigger, faster, improve his game. And then we'll be ready to really go for next season. We are playing those two other freshmen, as you mentioned, a lot of minutes. Tyron Jones and Isaac Williamson, really good freshmen. the best thing about freshmen is they become sophomores eventually, you know what I mean? Because the biggest transition and improvement you make is between your freshman and sophomore year during that time, because you've been through it now, you have an understanding of what it's like. But those two guys are really good players. They're only going to keep getting better as the year goes on, and the more minutes they play, and the more games we play, the more they'll progress in the right direction. And so I'm really excited about them. They've got a chance to be really special UNLV Runnin Rebel players, and a lot to look forward to with them.
Yeah. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have juniors like Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, seniors like Kamani Hamilton, Al Green. What is it like having those strong upperclassmen players being able to also help lead the team?
Yeah, what I would say is all of our upperclassmen are really good guys, just like you mentioned about, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, Kamani Hamilton, Al Green, and the rest of the group. I mean, we got really good young men. It's been an awesome experience for me getting back into coaching, to be around good guys again. It's cool, and so. But also having older guys helps them have been through the process already of college basketball, so things aren't as new to them in understanding of things. But listen, it's not easy for them either, because here they are, they're here, and everything's new to everybody. Usually when you take over a program or you're coming to a program, you usually have 4, 5, 6 guys that have come from the previous year, and there's something to build on from that. This is brand new, so the chemistry, the cohesiveness, the just the feeling of each other takes time to bond. And then when you have some injuries that you're going in and out, it makes it where it's such that it's a process that probably takes longer than I want and anybody else wants. But that's just the facts of it in a day and age where you take over a new program. That's a rebuild, and that's just part of the deal.
And then, talking about you a little bit, we know that you were at Memphis under John Calipari, legendary head coach. John Calipari is well known in the basketball world. What kind of knowledge have you known from him, and then what kind of knowledge have you learned just being in the game for so long to incorporate here at UNLV?
Well, I've been very fortunate to be under John Calipari, who's a Hall of Fame coach, who I was with him at Memphis, and I took over for him at Memphis at 31 years of age, which was pretty incredible, and a story on its own. And then at the University of Arizona, I was with Lute Olson, who's in the Hall of Fame as well too. I played for Coach Olson and coached for him. So I've been under 2 Hall of Fame guys, so that's really a great deal to have learned from that. That being said, I can't be Lute Olson, God rest his soul. I can't be John Calipari, God rest his soul. I can't be Jerry Tarkanian. I'll never be Jerry Tarkanian, but I can't be any of those guys. I can't be Mike Krzyzewski. I got to be Josh Pastner, and I got to be comfortable in my own skin. What I would tell you is I've got to take what I've learned from John Calipari, from Lute Olson, studying Jerry Tarkanian, studying this coach or that coach, but then develop it into what I believe is best for our program to be successful. And I think that's the challenge, and probably the hard part of it all, and is when you are you get a lot of great ideas, and I call it theory versus reality, and I'm sure you both deal with it in other areas of life. But there's only so much you can, there's great in theory, but can it really transform and transcend onto the court? And so, for example, I could see 5 or 6 different great offenses, but in theory it looks great on the board, but to really get it and institute it onto the players, it might not fit with what our personnel is. So I think being able to take what you've learned from everybody and then really saying, okay, this is what I believe in, I have tremendous conviction on these areas, and we're going to be good in these areas. And then from there you let the chips fall. And this is what I believe in order for the program to be successful. And as I mentioned from the beginning, how do we get a program to be a program where it's year in, year out at a high level?
And just rewinding a little bit back to last week at the Players era, I'm sure you guys knew going into it, it was going to be a tough battle.
Yeah.
But just being able to keep these guys motivated, what was that like as a coach going into that tournament? Well,
the Players era was really tough for us for 2 reasons. One, we were there. You going there, we were the smallest team going into that tournament. One, we had our entire 5 men were out. we're banged up with injuries. So we had all of our guys injured. So we were really small. We're playing Tyron Jones at the 5, which he's not a natural 5, and we're begging him to have to go against these senior guys who are 6'10", 6'11", 270 pounds, So that was a little tough for us. And what was interesting is obviously a lot of those teams, majority of those teams, all those teams, because of the day and age that we're in, with NIL, they have enormous NIL, numbers and budgets. And so because of our injuries, we were, one, without question, the smallest team in there, and probably two, the smallest budgeted team. And that's okay. I mean, that's just the reality of it. When you're playing against those higher level competition, that's where it's at in college basketball, college sports right now in general. So yes, we didn't fare as well. We didn't have the results that we wanted to have. But as I mentioned, there's things we did well and other things we didn't do well. But for me, okay, how do we take from last week the experience, the competition that we played, even being undermanned, that, okay, this is what we have to do to get better in preparation for conference play. When you get the conference, the budgets and everyone's more in the same party, if that makes sense. And so, and I look at UNLV as a chance to be a powerhouse down the road. We're just not there at this present time. That's got to be that's part of the build. And so, but right now where we're at, everything we're thinking of and doing is how do we get prepared and ready for conference to try to have a chance to be the very best in conference and to win the conference. And that's what our goal is. That's kind of our North Star of being able to get to that point.
Mm-hmm. And we can talk all day about legendary coaches, but as for right now, here at UNLV, we're under the Josh Pastner era.
That's right.
And we just want to make sure that we're able to spread your message to the students, get all the fans out to come see these games.
Well, I would like to say I'm glad you brought, and I appreciate you giving me this opportunity, and I hope the students hear this. Like, to me, for our program to be successful, we've got to have great support. And I get it. I understand. I've had so many people come to, Coach, we're going to support you if you win or tie. You know what I mean? But I'm like, okay, it's what comes first, the chicken or the egg? I'm like, I get it. Like, I want to come in here and go 40-0, win the national championship, and retire and just go live on the beach. But it doesn't. That's not how life works. And anything that you're taking over, there's going to be I call it kind of like a slugfest. You're trying to get through some things and to build a culture. It just doesn't happen by some fancy deal, and so it takes time. And I think for a program to be successful, having the students involved and being there is so important. And what that does is the more the students are involved, it will attract more other people because it makes our crowd louder, more energy in the building, and it helps us get that home court advantage. And I get it. Coach, when you're top 20 in the country, we will be there. I understand that. But what I need people is to jump on the caravan now before I get it. It's not cool to be it right today because we're not there, but it's not if, but it's going to be when. And I need as many people on the caravan to help us push forward, and that starts with the students. And everywhere I go, people are saying, Coach, we got to get the students back. We got to get the students back. We got to get the students back. So I've been everywhere as I possibly could on campus and doing different events to try to excite and energize the students. And so the more the students can be here, the better. It's free ticketing, free parking. It's a heck of a dollar. Like if you want to get concessions and whatever else you want to get, for the dollar amount, it's a good deal. And I know there's a lot of competition, and there's a lot of and we got to embrace that. There's nothing wrong with that, but we need the students because this is your team, your program, and you want to be proud of your team and your program. And the only way we get to that is we need the support to help us get over the hump, to help us start getting the wins because we have that home court advantage, and that will attract everything else in between.
Yeah. And the era has just begun. Hopefully we're nowhere near the end. But when that journey does come to an end, what do you think and hope that people will look back on this era and remember?
Great question. I would say that that everyone wants to, and you two were not born at the time. You were, obviously, but the history of the program back in the 80s and 90s, and they obviously won a national championship here in 1990. I've told everyone that it's yes, we want to get back to that level, but the reality it's a different era. Every time a new coach, it's a new era, it's a new years, everything's new, and things are different now. So if I hope 25 years down the road I'm here for that long, and they look back, that they can say, Coach, you followed through on what you said. You rebuilt the program. You brought it back to the Runnin Rebels, and you brought us back to where we're constantly in the NCAA tournament. We're competing for championships in the conference, and then from there you're getting great seeds and you're making runs in the NCAA tournament. That's what I'll say, Coach. You follow through on everything you said. It's not going to happen overnight. I remind people that all the time. That to get to that level just doesn't snap of the fingers. It takes some time, but it's not if, it's when. And I want people to look back. Like I said, I hope 25 years down the road, and they look back and say, "Man, that was a heck of a ride. We had a blast, and we won a lot of games, and we played a great style and exciting brand of basketball."
Well, thank you so much, Coach. We've had the amazing honor of being with Coach today. Thank you so much. But don't go anywhere. Rebel Report is nowhere near finished, so make sure to stay till after the break.
Thank you, Coach, for the interview. And, that's most likely going to wrap it up. But before that, I would just like to say thank you to everybody tuning in. It's been a lot of fun with what started as an idea.
Yeah.
Where Miley sitting in front of me in our 213 class, and me mentioning this semester, so 4 or 5 months ago.
It went from an idea to our first episode in month and a half.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy to think.
That came to be.
Everything is us.
Right.
Obviously, Kyle comes in and helps us sets up these cameras and everything, but I had the idea. I made the logo. Thomas does all the editing. Every video you see, every B-roll, every everything you see in video, that's all Thomas. If you're on Spotify, that's me. These little stupid things that I put up for Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's me. We do all our own research. We do everything ourselves.
Yeah. I'm just grateful, to have the opportunity to do it, especially for a school that's in my hometown. Mm-hmm. 15 minutes away from me. I get to do stuff like this and really use the resources that are presented to me, and do it with such a great co-host who has done a lot for the podcast. And started as an idea. Miley liked baseball. I mentioned that I went and saw the Pirates over the summer, and I guess that's how.
Yeah, literally. I said,
let's do a podcast.
Okay, no, wait. No, wait. Let's tell the story. We were sitting, you guys can't see, but there's tables right behind the studio. We're in the class, and we shared what we want to do and something we did over the summer.
Yeah.
And why we're taking the class. And I think he said he wants to get sort of into audio. I said, King, I am audio. That was my main thing coming into this semester. So I was we'll be in talks. And then next day, Kevin E brings up having a podcast for Rebel Sportsnet, and I go, yeah.
Yep.
And then I go, heh.
Miley's there every Rebel Report meeting, every class, every rundown, every show, setting us up for success. But that's how it came to be.
Yeah.
Came to be.
Thomas is mostly the technical side of things, which is amazing because the way he edits it, he edits it in 3 hours completely, putting everything together.
Yeah, I've gotten so much better editing.
If I were to take it over, it would take me double time.
Yeah.
But I'm super grateful. If you, on Monday nights, he's the one that stays here to do it on these computers, and then goes home and still does it with adding B-roll and everything. And I think we just work really good together. And I'm also really grateful that I have such a great co-host that was willing to just jump aboard my little idea at the beginning of the semester.
Started as words and turned into...
Started as, hi, nice to meet you. Actually, I don't even think I said that. I think I just
We'll
said,
be in touch. I think this is what you
We'll
did.
be in touch, yeah. And we were, and now we're here.
Now we've put together something that can be built on,
mm-hmm.
and hopefully will be even better than it was to start off. And Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to wrap it up for the semester finale of Rebel Roundtable.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for keeping up with this season and watching the very short, silly first episode to this episode's like 50 minutes and just being here with us all this semester. And we're looking forward to see you guys next semester.
Yep, we will see you guys next semester.
Trevor Lewis?
Not much else to say, but go Rebels.
Go Rebels!